Happy New Year and welcome back. This is Specialist Garrett Dacko with 11th Corps Signal Brigade.
And this is Corporal Kyra Pearl with 11th Corps Signal Brigade.
And this is Samantha Farlow with the Garrison Public Affairs Office. And you are listening to Fort Hood's
Great Big Podcast.
And we're back. Hello, everyone. This is the first episode of the year, and today we have with us...
Hi, I'm Eric Chung. I'm one of the doctors over at Fort Hood Women's Health Center.
And I'm Kristyn Leftridge. I'm one of the midwives in that same clinic.
Awesome. So I heard that we are talking about the first baby of 2022 in the Fort Hood area.
Yeah, so we actually did get deliver the first baby in Bell County of 2022. He was born at 0010, so 10 minutes after the new year started. I think it was a great experience. Everyone was very happy. Well, so the full story is actually I wasn't supposed to be working the New Year's Eve night shift, but unfortunately my colleague came down with COVID. So the day before the shift, the chief of the department asked if I could cover the shift, and I gladly obliged. And so while we were working our shift, one of the patients felt like she was ready to start pushing. So and at this time it was like 11:58, 11:59 p.m. And so I went into the patient's room with her nurse, Rosa, and we checked, and she was completely dilated, and we didn't have anything set up yet. So we walked outside. We actually poured ourselves half a glass of apple cider, cheers, and said, let's go catch the first baby of the year. And we walked in, and the patient did so great. She pushed just a couple times and delivered a happy, healthy baby boy. He did fantastic, and she did fantastic. It was all just a great experience.
Wow, that's amazing. So you literally caught the first baby of the year.
For Bell County, yes.
Yes, the first baby for us.
Yeah, it was funny because when we delivered the baby, we called the other hospitals. We called Seton and Advent because we're a little bit competitive by nature, you know. So we called them immediately after. I was like, hey, what's your New Year's time for your first baby? And they both said, we actually don't have a delivery yet. And so we just kind of cheers ourselves, you know, the labor delivery nurses and myself, we just cheers ourselves knowing that we caught the first baby of Bell County.
Won by a landslide. That's so amazing. So I know you mentioned that she had a very, very nice, healthy birth experience. So what does a healthy birth experience usually look like?
So that's a very tough question to answer. I actually think my counterpart, Miss Leftridge, would probably be better at answering that question.
I actually really love that question. So as a midwife, my goal is to, keep everything as, calm and normal as possible. I kind of feel like as a midwife in the hospital, my role is to keep normal well established. Assume that it's established when the patient arrives and just, kind of keep everything under control. So a normal, healthy delivery looks like mom is in control of her position and the lighting in the room, and if there's music or not, that sort of thing, kind of keep the atmosphere as close to what she wants as possible and as is feasible considering her health, the baby's health, kind of keeping our monitoring systems watching to make sure that everything stays stable. And then beyond that, just kind of letting things flow as they should. First-time moms typically take a little bit longer to go through the labor process. Generally speaking, sometimes they will surprise you. I've had a couple of surprises where I didn't anticipate a first-time mom going so fast. And then conversely, experienced mamas typically, go a bit faster. And so, kind of just getting everything ready and being prepared. So was your mom a first-timer or was she an experienced mom?
Oh, she was experienced.
Yeah. They usually they'll surprise you. When they feel pressure, you should put your gloves on. And then I personally try to be sort of hands off with my deliveries and let the baby work its way out as long as things are progressing appropriately. I just wait and just make sure they don't slide out too fast until I control the delivery. I worked New Year's Day.
Oh, wow.
I often work New Year's Eve. And this year, my husband said, hey, why don't you take New Year's Eve off? We'll go out, we'll go to a party. Well, I did ask for that day off, but I neglected to ask the day after off. And so I ended up having to get up at 5 a.m. on Saturday. And so I actually did not get to go out New Year's Eve, but I often will work New Year's Eve night because it's so much fun, to do that competition and call the other hospitals who got the first baby. So I worked New Year's Day and I had 2 deliveries, and both of them were a little bit complicated and required a little extra management, some extra hand skills. So they turned out to be perfectly normal, healthy deliveries, but in the moment they were both a little bit of an emergency. And that's one of those things where even in that setting, you try to keep things as, calm and controlled as you can. The calmer the provider is, the calmer the mom can be and her support people. And so if the provider is kind of losing it, that changes the dynamic in the room. Mm-hmm. So my general way of functioning is just to look at my nurse and say, hey, I need this now, and I'm going to need this, and can we get some other people? And even though the nurses know, they can read, between those lines, they know what I'm saying, still that imparts to the patient, hey, this is under control, it's just a little bit different. And so both of those deliveries I had brought their own fireworks to the party. So that was actually, an interesting day. It was a little more of a challenge than we anticipated, but.
No, I definitely understand. Yeah. My pregnancy last year was definitely a more complicated one. And whenever you have people in the room who know what they're doing, it just takes that extra pressure that you don't need on you off. So I love the staff that work at Darnall. Thank you. But yeah, so currently in our COVID environment, our still COVID environment, how does that change what a normal birth looks like for parents?
Well, historically, I've been here 15 years, and so I've kind of seen, all sorts of things come and go. But historically, we've invited families to be part of it, and that includes grandma and the sister and the kids if they want to come, if the parents are comfortable with that. And now we're limited to just one support person and then a doula if the patient and her partner tend to hire or want to hire a doula. They can bring the doula as an additional member of their care team, so the doula doesn't count as a support person. So they can have 1, maybe 2 people, and that's it. And that changes things for some folks. What I like about that as a midwife is that I feel like birth is not a performance. And I think when you have 9 people in the room, the tendency is to try to entertain everyone because the party is about you. And so you want to make sure everybody's happy and comfortable. And it really isn't about that. It's really about focusing on the mom and the baby and then her partner. So I actually kind of like having just that 1 or 2 extra people. What's not great about that, of course, is that if the mom wants her other kids there or her mom and her husband or, whatever the situation is, that unfortunately, cuts down on that. But what we're doing, of course, is swabbing everyone as they come in the door once they're admitted. And if they are COVID positive, then they have to wear a mask. The partner has to get swabbed. It's a process. And that does detract a little bit from that nice, normal energy. But in the end, assuming the partner is negative, that person can come back and be there with her. She has to be masked when staff are in the room. Sometimes that's a little bit of a challenge when a woman is pushing or trying to breathe through those contractions and she's got this mask on, and that does make it harder. And then for us, of course, we wear our PPE when we are, present with the patient. Beyond that, it doesn't really change a whole lot. So it doesn't really change the pediatric approach. It doesn't change so much of how we handle their postpartum care. They're in isolation rooms, certainly, but beyond that, it's pretty standard care. So at least we're able to provide as close to normal as possible with those extra precautions, that extra layer of protection.
No, definitely. And I know that one support system can sound really scary at first. That's how it was whenever I went in last year as well, near November. But honestly, having one person is a lot better than having none, and that's how it was in the very beginning of COVID. So.
Yeah, actually, you're right. We did say no visitors, and then that loosened up pretty quickly. For a while, I'm not sure what is happening at other facilities, but I know for a while, sort of across the country, a lot of places were saying absolutely nobody.
Yeah.
And that's really challenging. That's very hard.
No, yeah, I was going to say, I know it may sound intimidating, but honestly, if you can at least have your husband or your mother or one person that you can trust to be there for you, that's the world.
Yeah, for sure. No one really should give birth alone unless they really, really want that, or if the circumstances dictate there's no other option. But you should have someone there to cheer you on all the time, someone that you love and trust.
I did think it was really interesting, though, that you are allowed to hire a doula. I didn't know that. I don't know if how many other people know the information either, but I just thought that was really interesting.
Yeah, that has not changed. So, and that actually came from our hospital commander. And not just the current one, but the prior commander said the same thing. The doula is part of your care team. That is not an additional support person. So please, by all means, bring your doula. And as midwives, of course, we're thrilled about that. I don't know how the docs feel, but the midwives like it.
I think doulas are great.
Yay. I love that. Yeah.
Well, is there anything else that you two would like to add today?
In terms of, asking about what my idea of a, normal delivery is, ultimately, for the minute you step through that door, my goal, and my team's goal, my nurses, my MSAs, my LPNs, our goal is for you to go home with a happy, healthy baby. And I also want you to have an enjoyable birth experience. And so I think we're all very personable, and I like to be funny. I like to joke around. We sing some songs sometimes. Back in Hawaii, it was Hawaii, so naturally you had a ukulele. You play some music, sing some songs, and as if everything is going well and we're heading towards a happy, healthy baby, then my second goal is for you to have a good time, enjoy your birth experience. And I think my team is really good at just providing that extra care and listening to the patient and just making everything a good experience. A lot of times people are very anxious, especially first-time moms, because they don't know what to experience or what to expect. And to those people, I just tell them, just trust your care providers, but let us do the worrying for you. I want you to enjoy your birth experience, and our job is to do the worrying. So I want you to enjoy your pregnancy, and that's what the message I have for you guys. We'll take good care of you, and if you guys are pregnant or coming into labor and delivery soon, or expecting to be planning a kiddo in the near future, we'll take really good care of you. We got you.
Yeah,
I really
Sorry.
No, you're good. I was just
I like that too. And I will say, similar things to my patients, and, if any of my patients are listening, y'all know, when you come into my exam room, I'm going to ask you some questions, and I want you to ask me your questions. It helps a lot if you have your questions written down, because we do only have a short period of time in the clinic, to kind of go over a lot of information. So it really helps us if you have your questions written down. And I encourage people to bring their questions, because there's no other way for you to learn unless you ask. So, please come armed with questions. We want you to be as educated as possible. And my philosophy of patient care is that when you leave my exam room, every time you come, you should know all the same things that I know about your particular situation, whether, it's positive or negative. If you're having complications, if you're concerned about something, whatever it is, you should have all the information I have. It's not a secret. But I don't necessarily know what you're worried about or wondering about unless you say something to me. The other thing is, I tell people, a similar thing. You don't worry until I'm worried. And I don't worry about stuff. We can fix this. We can take care of this. We can manage whatever's happening. So don't worry. We got you. We are going to take excellent care of you. If you're concerned about something, bring it up so we can address it and hopefully calm your fears.
No, yeah, I love that so much. Pregnancy and birth are already stressful enough. Leave the worrying to the professionals. And I also loved what you said about the open communication and asking questions when you have them. I know that there's also the option for the TRICARE. Isn't there a way to communicate if you have any questions?
Yeah, the secure messaging portal. Yeah, our nurses actually manage that for us in the clinic, which is a fantastic resource. Sometimes we may be out of the office for a couple of days, whether we have a few days off or maybe we're taking some leave, or if we worked a night shift, we may have a day or two off after that. So we're not always in the clinic and always accessible, but our nurses are. They're in the office, Monday through Friday. And so they kind of keep tabs on what's going on with secure messaging. So if there's ever anything that you're concerned about, please drop a message. It's faster and more efficient, I think, to do that than to try to leave a phone message for us, because someone can get back to you, much sooner. And often you don't even have to wait for the provider. The nurse can answer that question for you and take care of whatever you need.
Exactly. So see, there's not even pressure if you forget a question that you wanted to ask.
Absolutely. Yes.
I wanted to just thank you both so much for coming in today and talking to us about the first baby and healthy pregnancies and healthy births. So thank you so much.
Sure. Thank
you for having us.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Hey golfers, are you looking for a new course to play? The Courses of Clear Creek is a 27-hole course with challenging greens located in the scenic rolling hills of Fort Hood. With a 300-yard driving range, 2 putting greens, and a 4-hole kids course, we're the premier golf course in Central Texas. Our pro shop is always stocked with the latest golfing equipment and name brand apparel, while our beautiful pavilion overlooking the course is a great place to enjoy a cold beverage. The Courses of Clear Creek, open to the public, offering annual, monthly, and summer membership packages. Give us a call today at 254-287-4130 or find us on the web at hood.armymwr.com.
Well, I just heard it was a baby boy.
It was.
It was.
Aw,
That's
baby boy.
awesome.
Yeah. I didn't realize that it was like a full-on competition between hospitals.
And not only is it a competition, we won.
That's
by a
right. We did
landslide.
one.
That's crazy. So the first baby born in Bell County of 2022.
Yeah.
Born right here on Fort Hood.
That's right.
I still can't get used to that. 2022.
Oh my gosh.
I hate saying it.
I'm still going to be writing 21
21.
and then
I
scratching
do.
it out in
Yes.
22.
I keep writing the wrong year. It's ridiculous.
I feel like everybody does that until like May, and they're like, okay, now it's finally, I feel it.
Yeah.
I know it's 2022.
I think even still last year though it was August and I was writing
Oh, no.
I was writing the wrong year. It only happened once, but still I'm a little
behind.
Yeah, it takes me a little longer.
Yeah,
you know?
Speaking of the new year, does anyone
Oh.
have any resolutions they'd like to share?
Ooh,
I actually do,
resolutions.
yes. So my roommate decided that he wanted to get in better shape. He wanted to put on some muscle. So I decided that by helping him create a diet plan and a workout plan, that I'm going to be doing it with him.
Battle buddy. There
Yes,
you go.
yes. So
Cute.
helping out my battle buddy, get in
so
shape,
nice.
and also, burning off some of those extra holiday calories that I really don't need right now. So
yeah.
It's
I
always
probably
easier
should
when
do
you have a
that.
friend to do it
Yeah, it is.
yes.
with. Yeah, me and my husband have sworn that we are going to clean our house more.
That's a good one.
Awesome.
That's practical. I like
Yes.
that.
Thank you.
Yes.
It's a work in progress, but we're getting there.
Hey, it's only a few days in. We're
Yeah.
like a weekend now, so it's good.
Yeah.
Take your time.
Exactly.
Enjoy the residual feeling of the holidays, and once you feel ready, then you can break it out.
Ooh.
And start.
All right then.
Yeah, then you can start cleaning.
Yeah, I like that. I don't think I have any resolutions.
That's
I
fine,
just,
too.
I'll figure it out later. I feel we're getting there.
I feel like with the last 2 years, a lot of people are just kind of trying to go with the flow.
Yeah,
this year.
yeah. I feel like most years you see people start posting already, like, this is going to be my year. I'm going to kick some butt. Like, I can't wait.
New year, new me.
Yes. And everybody else this year has been like, nah, new year, but same me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm good. Yes.
Oh, man. I've heard multiple times. It's like, I don't have any resolutions because, last year I was disappointed. So this year I'm going in with very low expectations.
Yeah.
I'm like, that is a very realistic outlook on things. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
The water, the glass isn't just half full or half empty. It's there.
It's there.
It's just there.
It exists.
There's
There is
water.
water in the glass. We are not
Yes.
specifying how much, but there is water in the glass.
Well, I
Yeah.
know that for the podcast, we have a lot of
Ooh.
things planned for
We do.
2022.
Very
Yes.
exciting stuff coming forward.
Very, very exciting. But I'm afraid you will have to wait and see.
Yes.
Get
Oh,
out
man.
with us.
I know. It's going to be a really full year. We've got some great people coming on, talking about some really great topics, and I'm excited.
As am I.
I think it's going to be fun.
It will be.
We're going to have so much fun. And of course, we're always going to have our book and movies of the month.
Yes.
So definitely be sure to keep listening for those. Very exciting. We've got some great movies coming out this year. So
do.
it should be really fun.
It's going to be a good year
Yeah.
for movies, I think.
Yeah. And books.
Oh,
Maybe I'll get
well,
you to read one of the books.
Maybe. Does it come with pictures?
I could get one with pictures
Okay,
for you.
I might do. If it has pictures, I'll do.
Okay, that could be my New Year's resolution.
Compromise.
Read more books with pictures in it for our book and movie
Perfect.
of the month. I love that.
Oh man, that's why I like movies. It's just a moving picture.
That's true. When you read though, you get like the picture in your head. You like imagine it. You know, imagination.
I do. I have been told I have a wild imagination,
Oh,
so that might
so
actually.
then reading would be good for you.
It might.
Yeah.
It might. All right, 2022 resolution.
Oh, yes.
Read one book.
Okay. I'll accept that.
Okay.
I will accept that. I will say
One.
We'll start with one.
My goal for
start with
books
one.
is actually 35 books. I read 27 books last year.
Oh wow.
Almost 10,000 pages.
So
I was
you
so
do have a
bummed. I guess I do.
resolution.
Yeah.
There you go.
Read 35 books.
There you go. How many
pretty
books?
good.
How long does it take you to read a book?
It depends on how long the book is.
Okay.
So the book I'm currently reading is probably 400, 500 pages. And I'm 100 pages in already. I've been reading for only a few days. So, you know, depends on how long. And I will say it depends on how good the book is.
I was gonna say
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Because I have read some books that I read like 5 pages in and immediately said, no, thank you. I'm returning this.
Yeah,
Change my mind.
I like very like young adult, like fantasy style
Oh, okay.
books. I don't know. I like sticking to the books that I used to read
Yeah.
all the time when I was younger. So
Okay.
Yeah, I will say it is hard to get out of the genre that you're used to. Yeah.
Nonfiction. I like
Huh.
history
no
books.
wonder you can't read.
Yeah, gosh.
I like to read about history. I'm a history nut.
Pass.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
I
All
like
right,
to
if
read
you-
about history as long as it's crime history.
Crime
There
history.
we go.
Oh,
Yeah, true crime. Duh.
I'll stick to my my fantasy worlds that don't exist. Escape from this world real quick.
no, that's what my movies are for.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, because my reading and my viewing, genres are very different. I love nonfiction reading, but then like science fiction movies, complete opposites.
Yeah, those are very different.
So I don't know. Maybe if I get into a good fiction book,
Yeah.
then I can really
Okay.
really
Well,
dive into it.
We'll work on that for our
That's
movie
one
of the
book.
month.
Yeah.
That's I will accept that. If there's one book this year that we can talk about,
There's got to
that
be.
I'm sure there is.
Yeah.
We can find it.
All right.
I believe in us.
I kind of believe in myself, but as a team, I think we got this.
Yeah, we can do it. Speaking of believing in people, we want to say thank you to all our listeners.
Yes.
Cheesy, but we do this for you guys, and we hope you all had a great holiday and season and are enjoying the beginning of your year.
And we can't wait for you guys to stick it out with us.
Yes.
2022, it's going to be an awesome year.
Yes, it is.
So please hang around, and we look forward to putting out more material for y'all.
Yeah.
See you next time.
All right. Bye, guys.
Adios.
This podcast is a U.S. Army Garrison Fort Hood and Fort Hood Public Affairs production. The show's theme music is written and produced by Delicious All Stars. All our music is obtained through Filter by Songtrader. Have a question or want to share some insights with us? Email us at forthoodpao@gmail.com. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at USAG Fort Hood. And as always, be sure to leave a review and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts.
We want to let you know that there are no spoilers for either the book or movie of the month. So please enjoy the segment.
Yes, we are back, everyone.
It is time for your favorite segment, book and movie of the month. All right, introduce yourself.
My name's Blair, and I'm the living editor for the Sentinel.
For the Fort Hood Sentinel,
Yes.
standing watch since 1942. Oh, yeah. So it's, been a month since we've done this.
Yes, it has.
Considering it's fucking movie of the month.
You know,
That's how that works, I
you know,
guess.
Christmas came and
Yes.
went and all that. You know.
The new year came and went.
Yep.
Yes.
And we're here again.
We are.
Yes.
And we're here to talk about actually 2 movies this month. They were just both so good.
Yes, they were.
And I have a plot twist. I saw the movies.
Yes, she did. I'm so proud.
It's kind of crazy because the last time we've done this, I did not see the last, 2 movies now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in your defense, some of them were like Marvel movies.
Yeah, not what I usually
not your
see.
Cup of tea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's okay. I saw them. So tell us what they are.
Okay, so one is Ghostbusters Afterlife, which you actually convinced me to go see.
I did.
Yes, and Encanto.
Ooh, yes. Okay, so give us a quick little synopsis of both for people who may not know.
Ghostbusters Afterlife is part of the Ghostbusters, universe. It's a continuation of the story.
It's a continuation of the very first one, correct?
Yes, I have not seen the one with all the female leads.
Okay.
From what I understand, that kind of was its own thing.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with that. But
Okay.
it does refer back multiple times to the original movies.
Okay.
It follows Phoebe, Trevor, and Callie, their mom.
Mm-hmm.
And as they make an abrupt move to a small town in Oklahoma. And Phoebe feels kind of alienated by not just her peers at school, but her family as well, because she's very into science, and her brother's not. Her mom doesn't like science because her father is estranged from her, was a scientist, and she felt he chose science over being a father to her. So, Phoebe's going through, trying to figure out, like, why is she so into science and things of that nature. But while she's here, some ghostly things happen and things are discovered and things fall into place for her. So, it was a cute kind of continuation of the story. And then Encanto follows Mirabelle and her magical family members and their magical house that they live in, and basically kind of hammers in the importance of having good bonds in the family.
Yeah.
And kind of like the pressures that can be put on people, not just by themselves, but also by their family members and the effects that can have.
Yeah.
So I liked that a lot. So Disney's always good about kind of, hammering in real life issues into a very palatable movie for all ages.
Yeah.
So, and it had music by Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Oh, love him.
I can't say his name too fast because it'll just turn into a blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was I enjoyed it thoroughly. So
I liked both movies too. Yes, I would recommend both of them.
Yes. But you're a fan of the original Ghostbusters.
I am, yes.
Okay. So that's why it
Yes.
resonated with you so
Yeah,
much.
yeah, I really liked it. I thought it was a really great continuation of the original story. And this is not a plot twist or spoiler or anything like that. But they did bring the original cast back, which I thought said a lot about the movie itself, that the original cast basically like signed off and gave their approval of the continuation and of the story that they told. I thought that was really nice. And I'm really glad that they did that because it made it more meaningful, especially when you see them on screen. You're like, oh, yay.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of the originals. I've seen them. They're just not my thing. So like I don't actively, look for opportunities to watch it.
That's fair.
But
I watch that movie all the time.
Yeah.
Definitely once,
It's like
like
a
every couple of
Halloween
months.
thing for you?
Oh, no. Way more
just
than that.
whenever.
Just whenever.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, I usually just see it on when it comes on TV at Halloween. But like, even though I'm not a huge Ghostbusters fan, like I could feel the importance of like that to fans of the original, and I feel like it brought me in. I loved this movie.
Yeah,
like I liked it a lot. So I feel like it brought a new generation into the franchise without turning away older fans.
Yes.
So, and sometimes that can be hard to do. So I felt like they did a really good job of that, and I could appreciate that.
Yeah, I thought so too. I will say though that I kind of wish I had rewatched the original right before going, because there was a couple of things that I had kind of forgotten. So for people who haven't seen this movie yet, I would maybe suggest just rewatching or watching for the first time if you haven't seen it. The original, because it is a sequel, you know, they do reference things that happened in that movie. You don't necessarily have to watch it. You can get away without watching, but I kind of wish I had, just to refresh my memory.
Yeah, like the storyline should still make sense.
It still makes sense. Yeah, they do a pretty good job of explaining things, but sometimes when they're talking about like character names, you're like, who is this again?
Yeah. Yeah. McKenna Grace, the lead actress who plays Phoebe? Wow. Okay, hang on. Phoebe.
Yes.
Is phenomenal.
Oh, she's amazing.
Yeah,
I loved her.
She's really good. So, and she's been in several things, and she's very young, and to be that successful at that age, you know, she's really, really good.
Yeah, I can see her career really taking off.
Yes.
And, yeah, her being in everything now.
Yeah, definitely.
She was so good.
And as far as characters that were kind of the comic relief podcast,
was
great.
I love podcast.
I figured he would kind of resonate with you because, you know,
here we are on our podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
yes.
And then Paul Rudd's character.
Yeah, I love Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd's a national treasure.
Yeah, he is. Did you know? He went to the University of Kansas.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yes. So there's been movies that he's been in where he's like wearing the Jayhawk, which is our logo and our person. And people go crazy for Paul Rudd at the University of Kansas, which is where I went for people who don't know that.
Yes.
Which is why I know that. So.
Well, rightfully so.
Him.
He needs to be protected at all costs.
He does.
Yes.
He definitely does.
Definitely.
You know who else needs to be protected at all costs?
Who?
Louisa from Encanto.
Yes. Oh my God.
Me being an older sister, you know, she's got a song because she's the strong one, like physically actually strong. She will lift anything and everything.
Yeah, and one scene she's lifting like 12 goats or something like that, or donkeys.
Yeah.
That's right. Yes, incredible.
Yeah, and like her song is like she feels all this pressure, and she feels like she has to hold everything that's thrown at her. And I was like, I've felt that before. Like I get that, and like it's mostly expectation that's put on her by herself, but there's also expectation put on by her family.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that expectation.
And the community.
Yes, exactly. So I think through song and just in the storyline itself, it's good at addressing, because like you look at people, and even just people in your family who you see all the time, and you're like, oh, their life's perfect. They've got it figured out. And they've got it together. And in reality, they're probably going through something.
Yes. Everybody's going through something. You just might not know.
Yeah. And when your family, you know, and you have a good relationship with your family, you know, you kind of depend on each other to help you get through that.
Yeah.
But like everyone was kind of trying to hold up this facade that, oh, we're fine. We're the Madrigals, we've got this all together because, you know, we've got this power and we're fine.
Yeah.
You know, the grandma's the kind of the
she's like
right
a leader.
Yeah, like the face of the family.
Yes,
to the town. So she's like, we're fine.
Yeah.
Everything's fine.
Yeah.
So but yeah, I enjoyed the songs.
I did too.
Some of my favorites being Louisa's song.
Yeah.
Then what was We Don't Talk About Bruno.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
So all the songs are really catchy.
Yes.
Which they usually are with Disney. You can never get a bad song out of them.
Yeah, and I feel like now they just have like Lin-Manuel.
Yes.
Wow, I butchered his name. Help me. You know who I'm talking about. But like they have him on speed dial.
I know.
I feel like now, and rightfully so,
Yes.
because like
everything that comes out of him is just gold.
And just like as a writer, I'm not a musical writer, so it's different. But lyrically, I don't understand how he does it.
I don't either.
You know,
he's so incredible.
Yeah, that amazes me.
Yes,
a lot.
Yes.
So yeah, this movie, you got emotional at the end of
I
Ghostbusters.
did. I got emotional at the end of both of these movies.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I wish I'd brought my tissues with me because I was tearing up. It was just so beautiful. There's some really beautiful family moments at the end of both movies.
Yes. Yeah. Ghostbusters, I didn't get emotional. Like, I felt very warm inside.
Yeah.
You know?
I think it helps because I like the original.
Yes. I agree.
Based off of the ending.
Yeah. There was like, if you kind of like, we're like, oh, I love the originals, and then they throw all that at you.
Yes.
It just kind of hits you all at once. But in Encanto, I definitely was like crying at the end.
As long as it wasn't just me.
My roommate, who's very in control of her emotions, I'm not. I just want to be. I like
clarify
I'm
here.
the person that if I see someone I care about crying, I have to sit there and cry
no.
with them. I am that person.
So yeah, you're definitely crying at the end of this movie.
Exactly. But she's in control of her emotions, and she was like, 2 tears slid out, so it hit her in the feels too.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's gonna get everybody in the feels essentially.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. It was
Okay,
great.
so I already said that I would recommend both. Would you recommend both of these movies?
Yes, all the way, definitely.
That was an instant yes. I love that. Okay, so we've talked about our movies. It's time for the book of the month. You actually read the book of the month.
I did.
I'm so proud of you.
I did. I totally didn't finish it just yesterday.
No,
you
that's
know?
okay.
Shh, it's
Okay, so the book is In a Holidays by Christina Lauren.
Yes.
It is a really cheesy, feel-good, romantic kind of like easy, almost like an
Would you
easy
say,
beach
like
read.
a comedy kind of?
Yeah, kind of comedy. So it follows May. Yes, follows May. And basically she is going through a Groundhog Day type scenario.
Mm-hmm.
She is on a family vacation in Park City, Utah. They do this every year. And they get some news at the end of their trip about where they're staying. And as her and her family are leaving to go home, to go back to the airport, they get in a car accident. And May wakes up on the airplane going to Park City. And she's like, wait.
6 days earlier.
Yes. And she's like, wait, I already lived this. I've done this. Like, what the heck is going on?
Yeah.
So she has to figure out what's happening, why she's doing this like time travel type scenario, and how to get out of it, and you know what it means for her and for those around her.
Yeah.
I thought it was really cute. I really liked this. I liked the movie Groundhog Day. I thought that was a clever idea, and I don't know. I thought it was nice.
Yeah.
It was a nice winter read, especially with the cold Texas weather that we've been having.
Yeah.
It's kind of perfect
That
because
hit
they're set
after
in Park
the holidays
City.
are over.
Yeah.
I'm not salty about that. It's fine.
No, not at all. But yes, I thought it was really, really cute. It's kind of cheesy,
Yes.
but I was okay with that.
Yeah. Yeah. Just from a writing standpoint, this is more of writing that I can relate to. Like, tackling time travel
Yes.
is not easy.
No, definitely
And,
not.
you know, can be hard to keep cohesive.
Yes.
So I feel like they did a really good job in
Yeah.
this book. Like, I wasn't confused.
Yeah, I wasn't either.
Yeah. The May is very relatable, specifically to me. I can't speak on your behalf, but I think a lot like her.
Yeah.
And like,
May's going through
I get her.
some stuff
Yes.
in the book about her personal life and her
Yes.
relationships, and just kind of needing to be bold a little bit in her life. And she finds that this time traveling situation is, she just says, I'm going to be bold. I'm going to do it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Which I think
yeah.
everybody could relate to. I think a lot of people are
Yeah.
holding something back from, you know, themselves or from others, or just maybe needing to make a change, but they're just, oh, you know, I'll get around to it. And
Yeah.
May says no more.
Mhm.
Now
Well,
is
she
the
kind of
time.
can't.
True. Yeah, she does keep going back in time.
The universe
so
is like, we're going to stick you right here until you figure
you
it
gotta
out.
figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, just even the way she thinks about things, just in other people around her, like,
Yeah.
I was like, this is me, like almost to a T. So like, I enjoyed that, and that made me attached to her very
Yeah.
very quickly. and also made me get emotional when she did.
Yes.
So I don't even have to see a physical person. I just have
to cry.
to be
You
attached.
just have to be attached.
Yes.
I like that.
So
That's
if
nice.
if you're an empath like I am, just be aware
Prepared.
that if you get attached,
Yes.
you might cry just a little bit.
Yeah.
and that's okay.
That's okay.
You know, so it's okay to cry sometimes.
Yeah,
like
it
Louisa
is.
said.
Yes.
Yes.
It's okay
It's
to
okay
cry.
to cry.
Yeah. Have your
Mhm.
feelings. It's okay.
Yes.
Nothing wrong with that.
But yes, it was a very, I would say, I would describe it charming.
Yeah. That's a good way to describe it.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So the book again is called In a Holidays by Christina Lauren. I would recommend it. Would you recommend?
Yes, I would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay. So all of the books and movies are a recommend. I feel like they're always going to be a recommend, but you never know.
Yeah, I mean, one day I'll just get on here and just drag a whole movie through.
I hope you do.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe next month.
I like purpose.
Ooh.
The two movies that I have in mind, I can't imagine dragging
Yeah.
either. But, you know, we'll see.
You never know.
You never know.
You never know.
I mean, you know, yeah, I hope I'm not disappointed, but we'll see.
I guess that means everybody's just going to have to wait and see next month.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you guys for listening this month, and we will talk to you in a month.
Bye.